Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the fifth session of Current Edge. So, in this session, we will be covering especially the topics from July 2023, not exactly around these months, which has been in news. So far we have covered around 100 topics. With these, we will be reaching 125 topics. First test, give me some insight. Today's test, any difference? Less, like some changes we have adopted, like less lengthy. Last few tests, if you remember, it would have been unnecessarily being put lengthy. But it was also like sometime exam also it is lengthy is coming. So you need to learn to manage time also. This paper is more like on lines of 2020 this year type papers. Even though there is factual questions, you can relate many questions with concepts. You can answer most of the doable kind of a paper it was. Let's go ahead. Anything else you want to check out about the details of the course? You can refer to the website or Telegram group. We have provided a number of details. So we have reached December 2nd. Five sessions have been completed. There can be some rescheduling going ahead. If we want to cover things a little bit faster, then maybe we will consider some rescheduling going ahead. Rest everything is going on track. So go through the first question, answer it, then we will continue the discussion. What is the answer? So let's read the question. Is given B. Consider the following statement. Statement 1. ChatGPT uses large language model to generate text. Is it statement correct or wrong? Good thing is about this kind of question, what it is? If you can identify one statement is wrong, you directly get the answer. So look, if you get this kind of question, first thing is look for wrong statements. If there is any wrong statement, then your work is done. So large language model, it is of course dealing with text. It is not dealing with any other XYZ format right now. For image, what OpenAI have? GPT is all for related to text related generation. Midjourney, it is for OpenAI, there is a software called DALL-E. DALL-E is specifically for image generation. You give instruction like you give in ChatGPT, create this like image, and it will. Thing is why it is not as efficient as this one. ChatGPT is like kind of more efficient. It can give you very specific information, but DALL-E is not that advanced. It give you, and there is more copyright issues in DALL-E also. So due to these issues, it more we will say Midjourney, like this is like adaptation of this kind of softwares. So text model to generate text, everything is logical, seems logical. First statement can be too much correct. LLMs are large artificial neural networks that ingest large amount of digital text to build statistical model. So here also only one keyword is the neural network. What is neural network? At least this much you can think of, like we are dealing with artificial intelligence. We are dealing with something intelligent systems, and neural network is something that replicate the system within your brain, within your neurons, all these transmission within your neurons. So it can be very much related to artificial intelligence. Seemingly both these statements are correct, and these are quite independent statements. There is no such a thing that you have given an inference, then its supporting statement is given. These are two independent statements. Both statements are correct. Your answer is more or less, most probable answer is B. It uses LLM. Second statement is like definition of LLM. It is not like you are substantiating the first statement. Some argument is given, then you are providing reason for that. Like cyclone happens in tropical cyclone happens in 5 to 20 degree, 5 to 15 degree. Now in second statement you are providing reason for this. Then you can opt for A. Otherwise some other properties of cyclone is given. Then these are two independent statements. Then go for second. Some of the properties of ChatGPT, you can go through it. Generative pre-trained transformer architecture, that is based on this. We have reached, which is the latest version? GPT-4, we have GPT-4 Turbo recently being released. It is of course based on neural networks. The idea is it can process huge amount of text or huge amount of text content. How it is doing this processing? That process is called tokenization. That means huge. There is concept of high level language and low level language. What is it? Machine language and all. Low level language or machine language is in binaries. You want to give an instruction to a component or a machine, you have to give it in binaries, like code of 1010. High level language is all other languages we see, like C++, Java, all other languages will come in high level languages. This language is therefore so us to customize with, so we can easily give instruction to the machines. This is for machines to take the instructions. For comfort of the machines, we have this binary system. So this conversion, similar conversion here is done by tokenization. The bigger command, it will split into understandable format. Then it will generate human-like text. That is all simple information you know. It can process wide range of natural language processing capacities. These are some technical terms associated with this. What is GPT or generative pre-trained transformer architecture? Type of language model. What you see in throughout this ChatGPT related questionnaire, it is mostly speaking only about text. There is no other medium that is directly taken by this ChatGPT. Even though it can have capacities to, you can upload images, you can upload different other aspects, but still it is basically working on text only. Now neural networks, it is the core basic structure on which this architecture is being built. Tokenization we already spoken about. Reinforcement learning from human feedback. That means it is continuous loop through which you get the fine-tuned, it will give information or give message that is more human-like. So you can go through this. This is another concept that is recently being in news. 3 different aspects: artificial narrow intelligence, artificial general intelligence, and artificial superintelligence. What does this mean? Thing is correct. What ChatGPT essentially doing is, it is not generating any content. You will hear this, my knowledge is till September 2021 or April 2023. You get these messages because it has been fed with certain data and it has this huge collection of data with him. And you ask a question, it can go and efficiently check all this data, get information, and not just dump information. It can dump information in what format you ask or what format you require. You ask for in point format or paragraph format or email format, whatever format, informal structure, whatever you ask, in that way it can present this information. So ideally it is doing 2 work. One is the filtering of data, huge amount of data, it is doing instantly. Second, it is presenting in flexible format, whatever format you instruct it to do. Here what you can see, it is not generating any specific information. It is not actually doing any intelligence. It is only working in a very limited space. What instruction it is given, what specific, like you ask for a specific thing, then only that thing it will search, and that kind of information it will bring into the table. Now there is talks on OpenAI is almost generating the artificial general intelligence. General intelligence means it can integrate whole data space. That means, suppose, take this example, you need to write a greeting card, you have to give greeting card to XYZ person. So if you ask ChatGPT or if you ask narrow AI, what it will provide? It will provide you the text. What is your job? Go through it, make sure that things are safe. If it is okay, it will give you okay. That is only your job. All the writing job, this narrow artificial intelligence can do. Now when it comes to general artificial intelligence, it can go much beyond that. If you give, I need a greeting card to give XYZ, then it will go and check internet who are printing this greeting card, what is your cost, how much you can afford, based on that what quality of paper you can use, which printer is best available, how much is the shipping time, so when you want by that time who can deliver, all the other components which you doesn't directly ask this ChatGPT or this general intelligence, and integrate everything and it can produce results. Now once this capability is not being achieved, now once it will achieved, it is said that it can surpass human consciousness. It can surpass human capacities and human limitations. Now if we have such a system in hand, which field will not be impacted with this? Almost everything we will see today will be impacted by this. Now what is artificial superintelligence? Now here till here what we are discussing is machines getting consciousness similar to humans. Human like consciousness it is getting. Now here we develop some system that is at least say 5% more efficient than humans, have higher consciousness, 5% higher consciousness than humans. Now these guys can reassemble themselves. These guys can, humans become dependent on this. Till here what we are doing? We are instructing ChatGPT. We are the controlling authority. We have the authority here. Here we think that this system is much better authority than humans. So we leave the control to the system and we become dependent on the system. Here you can assume all the Star Wars and man versus machine metrics, all these stories come into reality. This is also something conceptual, not so far developed. But here comes it is highlighting this, many Stephen Hawking, all these people opposed AI or artificial intelligence. Even the founder of, CEO of OpenAI, Sam Altman, even he is well aware or highlight the risk of artificial intelligence. He says that like if this technology goes wrong, it can go wrong in a very great extent. We still are aware of only the dangers like nuclear technology. Even nuclear technology has a limited scope, but this can go much beyond. It's giving superpowers. Even what we see over the years, we have internet technology. Then what internet technology resulted in? Few companies getting control of everything, like Amazon, Facebook, Google, Microsoft. 3-4 companies are completely ruling the data. That has been the story past, say, mid of 2000s, last 2 decades. Now with artificial intelligence, if one company get advanced, like what it is called, leadership position in artificial intelligence, or one company achieved this kind of performance capabilities, then it may produce profits, it can grow to an extent we still haven't seen. It can surpass what we have seen, even the monopoly of Google and other companies. It can reach a much greater extent. So this is 3 different forms of artificial intelligence, and the existential risk whole thing comes in later part of this. Whatever artificial intelligence we see today is narrow intelligence. It's only handling with filtering kind of task, only instructed kind of task it can do. But the risk is it is still in a phase of baby. If a baby can do this much, down the line 10 years, many companies will acquire skills to develop either of these. Then where it will go, we are still not aware. Even there is a saying that we are saying that ChatGPT 4 is not risky, but we are completely unaware what ChatGPT maybe 15 can do. Maybe totally dangerous, or totally we cannot even think of that much potential capable it might be. Going ahead, answer the second question, then we will continue the discussion. Answer. So this is tricky question, quite very tricky. Like, consider the following statement: Commission of Railway Safety (CRS) is under aegis of Ministry of Aviation or Ministry of Civil Aviation. Kavach is meant to provide protection by preventing trains to pass the red signal, which marks danger, and avoid collision. So here two different. Why we are discussing this? We have this massive accident happening at Odisha. Around 288 people have lost life. That's why it is important. So Kavach is like no-brainer. It is our anti-train collision system. What it does? Whenever there is a red signal, suppose human error and the driver surpass this red signal, then this will automatically get actuated and break the train. Or in other case, there is no signal and two trains are coming closer, or if there one train is lying and a train is approaching, whenever trains come to a certain distance, it will automatically actuate and apply the brakes on the train. Efficient system. We have tested it and it has proved its worth. Still, why accident happening? Only 2%, 2 to 3% of our tracks have equipped with Kavach. That means nothing. Major tracks like Golden Quadrilateral, only few lines have equipped with Kavach. Most of the other lines we don't have implemented the system. We have developed the technology, but implementation is still going on. Now comes so this should be a correct statement. Commission of Railway Safety. First statement is absolutely correct statement. It is working under Ministry of Civil Aviation. Now, why it is working under Ministry of Civil Aviation? That is something undigestible to accept. Now, if you look at what are the reasons, majorly it is due to historical reasons. When did railway started in India? 1854, 1850s. Who was Governor General during that time? Leave it, go and search. 1850s, railways have started. Till 1900s or late 1880s, we have reached certain level of system we have. Now, during that time, we need an authority to look at the safety of the system. So, for that safety, Commission of Railway Safety has been commissioned. Now, during 1935, Act of 1935, it conceptualized the idea of a railway board. A railway board, so that the whole activities of railway activities can be planned, implemented, and similar to like a ministry, railway ministry, they need a railway board to take all the major decisions of railway. So this has been conceptualized in 1935. Now whether to place this CRS under this. Now if they want CRS to function independently. So CRS only, this is kind of a review system. They go and check if there is a security lapse or if there is a problem in implementation of the plans. or if they public safety issues, they are like CAG of railways. And if they put under railway board, they will be just a department under the railways and it will lose its independence. So it has been kept outside for time being. But this practice continued after independence also. Then in 1961, this has been given some responsibilities associated with civil aviation and it has been put under Ministry of Civil Aviation. From 1961, this has been a continuing practice. It's still functioning under Ministry of Civil Aviation. Major reason is historical reasons, nothing technical beyond that. But if you don't know it is, if you go with the logic or if you go with the tone of the question, then it is very difficult to get it right. Only second statement is correct. Answer here is, both statements are correct here. Answer here will be C. All this factual information, how this, which one? Kavach is working, is based on RFID technology. What is RFID? Radio frequency infrared, all this. So where you have seen RFID? Toll tags, all this in books, in anything where you want to read something without any power. In this kind of applications, you use RFID based technology. So this is about the history of Commission of Railway Safety. We have fairly discussed the same thing. You can go through this provided in the workbook. Going ahead, answer the third question, more of a technical question. B. Only 2. A is the answer. Let's read the question. OBC list, central state OBC reservations, that is too much in news. Why? Majorly we have debate on caste census going. Why we have the debate on caste census? Why we are having this debate? We are still depending on 1931 caste data. That is completely obsolete. Secondly, we have a 27% OBC reservations. What is rationale for this? Mandal Commission 1990s and all. Mandal Commission. But there is no technical reason why 27%. Why it cannot be 30 or 35%. Thirdly, we have so much of creamy layer issues. Like creamy layer caste are enjoying all the benefits of OBC reservation. While actually backward classes, they are not, the benefits of reservation are not reaching this caste. These are some of the reasons why it is highlighted we need a caste census. And Bihar has came up with its own caste census. Now why, one other reason why these all coming into picture is, we have another criteria, that is 50% reservation limit. Total reservation should be within 50%. And from which case this it is coming? It is not under any constitution or statutory. Statutory law or any constitutional law is not mandating this 50% limit. It is coming from Indira Savane case. Or it is also called Mandal case. So, two major outcomes of this case. One was, it constitutionally it upheld the constitutionality of OBC reservation. That is this 27% reservation. Secondly, during when OBC reservation was introduced, there was a 10% reservation for economically well off or higher class people. Poor people from, economically poor people from upper class. This 10% reservation has been cut off by Supreme Court. What was the rationale given? Economic basis cannot be the sole criteria while deciding reservation. If you have economic backwardness, come up with other policies. Come up with pension, come up with skill development, come up with education, some other policies government should support, not reservation. Reservation is primarily meant to address the historical injustice that has happened to the communities. So, third major outcome of this case was this 50% limit of total reservation. But this was not a compartmentalized or foolproof limit. Many states were already breaching it, like Tamil Nadu were having 69% reservation. So now we have introduced the EWS reservations, where it is somehow relating to upper caste reservation based on economy itself. Now we have this case running in Supreme Court. We have the verdict also, EWS case. What was the verdict in that case? One thing is, Supreme Court has gone back from this stance that you can only provide reservation based on historical basis only, or based on caste basis you can provide reservation. Supreme Court has gone back on this, and they told that other backwardness, other criterias of backwardness, even economic backwardness, can be one of the factor when you consider reservations. So we are expanding the principle of reservation beyond traditional caste basis. Now, if once this 50% is easily getting breached, or once this limit is being struck off, there is demand from states to themselves come up with some policies giving higher reservations. There are demands from caste groups to have consider them under the backward classes. Where all this is leading to, we need a governance system, we need some rational policy to address what should be the reservation. This is the crux of whole why caste census is always in news, why its importance is increasing day by day. Currently, the ruling party is not too much enthusiastic of caste census. Even 2021 census, we are not, still being delayed. 2024, hopingly it will come.